Well, hello and welcome back to our missional equipping series. Today we are on location once again because we are going to be talking about loving your neighbor. We're continuing this series where we're leading up to Easter in this season that actually starts tomorrow called Lent. Lent is the 40 to 45 days leading up to Easter, depending if you count Sundays or not. And our challenge to our church for all of us is to be prayer walking on those 40 days, 40 to 45 days. But we want to start by encouraging you to prayer walk for that time once a day in your neighborhood, at your school, at your workplace, whatever feels right for you, wherever God is leading you. But today we want to talk about loving our neighbors. And when Jesus was asked, what's the greatest commandment? He said, love the Lord your God with all your hearts. And he didn't ask this, but the second is like it, love your neighbor as yourself. And when asked, well, who is my neighbor? He tells a story about a random guy on the side of a road being helped by another random guy who is passing by. And a couple of other people who probably should have helped him pass by. But the guy who has no obligation to, has no prior relation, no commitment to this stranger, stops and helps him. And Jesus says, that is your neighbor. And so we want to be kind and generous and loving to everyone, no matter if we know them or not. But when Jesus says to love your neighbor, we also want to start by taking that literally. If we're going to be prayer walking our neighborhood, then we might want to start to get to know our neighbors. Now, my wife and I moved into this apartment about 8 months ago, and we are doing our best to get to know our neighbors. We have some neighbors that way. There's a family there, and there is in this direction, a mother and a granddaughter. And we don't get to see them too often, so I haven't caught their names. I think my wife has, and she's better at remembering names than I am. Something that I'm working on. But I also know that down the hall, there's two couples that we have gotten to know a little bit better. And we've been able to have dinner, play some board games. My wife has gone on walks with one of the wives in that couple. And so down that way, we know there's Tony and Sabrina and their daughter Emma, and then also Thomas and Diane, who are our board gaming friends. And so we've actually been able to make stronger connections with those people because we have common shared interests in board games with one couple and babies with another couple. And so our daughter and their daughter they're about 3 months apart. And so we have things in common that we are able to talk about. And there's been other people that we see around that we're cordial with and we say hi. But as we're prayer walking, our neighborhood and our apartment complex, we're just being open to whoever God wants to bring into our lives. And so, while it is something that I need to make sure that I'm doing to catch our neighbors' names that live directly across and next to us, because we live on a corner, I also know that as we're prayer walking, God is going to be opening up and creating opportunities to talk with certain individuals who he's placing in our lives. And there's no agenda. We're not trying to convert them or anything like that. We just want to be a blessing in their lives. And so it's been really cool to get to know these neighbors that live on the same floor as us, but actually down the hall. And so although we have neighbors across from us and right next to us that we are able to connect with and should still be learning their names and looking to bless them, we're looking for these natural opportunities where God is already working and moving. Like I said, we have one couple that we can play board games with and another couple that has a daughter within 3 months of age of our daughter. And so we're able to create very natural opportunities to discuss. And I say create, actually, God is the one creating those opportunities. And we're just hopping on board. We're not trying to convert them. We just want to bless them. And so I'd like to encourage you today to just look for those natural opportunities as you're prayer walking your neighborhood. What does it look like for you to love your neighbor? For us, it's board games and babies. What is it for you?